The connection between gut health and mental health is increasingly well documented, and probiotics, the beneficial bacteria that support both, are expensive when purchased as supplements or commercial fermented foods. But traditional fermentation is simple, nearly free, and provides probiotics alongside preserved vegetables and psychological benefits from mastering an ancestral skill. Commercial probiotics cost $8 to $15 per month. Store-bought sauerkraut costs $5 for a small jar. Kombucha is $4 per bottle. Meanwhile, homemade sauerkraut costs about $2 for a half-gallon jar that lasts weeks. Homemade yogurt from a half-gallon of milk costs $3 and yields 8 servings versus $7 for the same amount store-bought. The savings compound aggressively over a year. We're talking about $200 to $400 annually. Let's start with the simplest: sauerkraut. 1 cabbage, about $2. 2 tablespoons of salt, pennies. Chop the cabbage, massage it with salt until it releases liquid. Pack it tightly into a clean jar. Weigh it down so it stays submerged. Cover loosely and wait. Room temperature for 1 to 4 weeks, tasting periodically until you like the tang. That's it. You've created a probiotic-rich food containing lactobacillus bacteria that support gut health and, through the gut-brain axis, mental health. Yogurt requires milk and a starter culture, which can be a spoonful of store-bought yogurt with live cultures or a freeze-dried culture packet. Heat milk to 180 degrees Fahrenheit to denature proteins, cool to 110 degrees. Add starter, maintain warm temperature for 6 to 12 hours. This sounds complicated, but takes 15 minutes of active time. An instant pot with yogurt setting makes it even easier. That half-gallon of yogurt provides probiotics plus protein and calcium. Kefir is similar, but more probiotic-rich and easier. Kefir grains are a one-time purchase of about $10, but they multiply and last forever with proper care. Add grains to milk, leave at room temperature for 12 to 24 hours, strain out grains, drink the kefir. The grains can be used indefinitely. After the initial purchase, you're making kefir for the cost of milk. Kombucha has upfront costs: a SCOBY, symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, which can be obtained free from other brewers or purchased for $10, and brewing vessels and bottles. But once established, kombucha costs only the price of tea and sugar, about 50 cents per half-gallon compared to $4 per 16 ounces store-bought. Safety is a reasonable concern, but traditional fermentation is remarkably safe. The acidic environment created by fermentation inhibits harmful bacteria. The smell test works if it smells rotten rather than pleasantly sour. Something went wrong. Discard and start over. Visible mold means discard. But following basic guidelines, clean equipment, proper salt ratios for vegetables, proper temperatures for dairy results in safe fermentation the vast majority of the time. Troubleshooting common failures. Sauerkraut not submerged grows mold on top. Solution is better waiting and ensuring all vegetable matter stays below brine. Yogurt that doesn't set means temperature was wrong or starter wasn't viable. Use a thermometer and fresh starter. Kombucha that tastes like vinegar fermented too long, shorten fermentation time. The scientific backing for fermented foods is solid. Studies show that regular consumption of fermented foods improves gut microbiome diversity, reduces inflammation, supports immune function, and affects neurotransmitter production that influences mood and stress response. During financial hardship, when stress is elevated and inflammation risk is high, these benefits are particularly valuable. Beyond the health and financial benefits, there's empowerment in fermentation. You're taking inexpensive base ingredients and transforming them through skill and patience into health-promoting foods. You're connecting with food preservation techniques that humans have used for thousands of years. You're creating something valuable from almost nothing. The psychological impact of that during crisis, proof that you can create, that you have agency, that traditional wisdom still works, is substantial. Annual savings calculation. If you consume daily probiotics, that's roughly $180 to $300 per year for supplements or kombucha. Switching to homemade fermented foods costs perhaps $40 annually in ingredients after initial setup. That's over $200 saved while improving probiotic intake and expanding culinary skills. Fermentation scales beautifully too. Once you've mastered sauerkraut, you can ferment any vegetable: carrots, beets, cucumbers, mixed vegetables. Each batch costs pennies and provides probiotic benefits. The variety prevents boredom and ensures you'll continue the practice long term.